Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the like button as you come on onto this video. Make sure you're sharing on your social media platforms. Definitely truly appreciate it and hope those notifications get turned on. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody, on this happy Monday. I truly appreciate you guys as always, man. Stay tuned tonight. I'm actually going to do tonight's game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Sacramento Kings. So if you decide to pull up in this game, make sure y'all pull up because we're going to have a nice big time game for both teams right here on the channel. Two small market teams with playoff implication importance. I know Sacramento clinched a playoff spot, but now it's a matter of seeding. Minnesota trying to avoid being anywhere from the 7th to 10th spot. Hopefully they're trying to make sure to grab a 6 to secure the playoff spot. All right, on to the video. I'm getting sick and tired of this myth about LeBron James, that this whole idea that the Boston Celtics big three of Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett all came together to form to defeat LeBron in the playoffs. Let me reiterate what happened in the year 2007 with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen when they came together to form the big three in Boston and ended up winning the NBA championship, defeating the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs 4-2 in the finals to claim their 17th championship and their first in 20 years. LeBron James in 2007 had a really good season. He ends up taking the Cavaliers to the NBA Finals at just 22 years old, with a little bit of help from Daniel Booby Gibson, who nobody really gives credit for. He had two big games in that series against the Pistons that helped LeBron get 2 wins. And what people kind of forget is LeBron played, I believe, 43 minutes in that game 6. I mean, LeBron did an unbelievable job carrying the Cavaliers in game 5, scoring Cleveland's last 25 points and 29 of the last 30 to put up a 48-point performance to give the Cavaliers a 3-2 lead after the series was tied at 2 in the Palace of Auburn Hills. So he did it on the road. But nobody ever talks about that game 6 that Booby Gibson hit, I think it was 7 or 8 threes and scored 31 points. And that was in a game where LeBron not only played 43 minutes, but he only took 11 shots in that game. He was 3 of 11 from the field. So I'm pretty sure he got his rebounds and assists. But my point is he got help in that game. And the Pistons were unraveling by that point. They were up 2-0 and they lost 4 straight games. And, Booby Gibson did his thing to help the Cavaliers get to the finals. So yes, LeBron did carry them, but let's also not pretend like he didn't get the help that he got in 2 of those 6 games, which were big. And remember what they always say, role players usually step up and play well at home. But continuing, where was Ray Allen in 2007? Oh, that's right. He was with a Seattle Supersonics team that failed to make the playoffs, in which would be Ray Allen's highest scoring season, in which he averaged 26.5 points per game for the Seattle Supersonics, but they failed to make the playoffs. But yeah, Ray Allen had on his mind, we have to beat LeBron James Ray Allen was in what conference? Oh, he was in the Western Conference. Okay. Let's go to Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, yes, he has faced LeBron because they're both in the Eastern Conference, but let me ask you a question. Has Paul Pierce and LeBron ever met in the playoffs to where Paul Pierce knocked off LeBron in the playoffs prior to them meeting in 2008? Let me think about that. That would be no. Where was Paul Pierce in 2007? He was on a young team, Boston Celtics team, that only won 24 games. Despite the fact that Paul Pierce had a really good, solid season, but yet the Boston Celtics were 24-58. Yet somehow, Paul Pierce on his mind was thinking about, we have to dethrone LeBron James because he made the NBA Finals when the Boston Celtics didn't even make the playoffs. Yeah, okay. And then we have Kevin Garnett, the guy who says that him and the Celtics were not afraid of LeBron and that they broke LeBron, according to Kevin Garnett in 2010, to force him to go to Miami. Kevin Garnett was on a Minnesota Timberwolves team that pretty much peaked in 2004. The front office did a really poor job after that, really surrounding KG with some pieces. 2004 was Kevin Garnett's best team. They won 58 games. He was the MVP. They were number 1 in the West and went to the Western Conference Finals for the first and only time in his career. He was on a losing Minnesota Timberwolves team. KG put up his 20-10 numbers. And what happened? Minnesota failed to make the playoffs. So let me get this straight. Ray Allen missed the playoffs. Paul Pierce missed the playoffs. Kevin Garnett missed the playoffs. Yet for some reason, the LeBron fanboys and people like Shannon Sharp have continuously spewed out this lie that the Big Three formed to defeat LeBron James. While LeBron was in the NBA Finals against the San Antonio Spurs, in which at the time was the lowest rated NBA Finals in NBA Finals history. Oh yeah, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen were thinking about dethroning LeBron. LeBron didn't face any of those guys in the playoffs. All three of those guys missed the playoffs. And by the way, Ray Allen and KG were both in the Western Conference. But they were thinking about LeBron. Got it. Yeah, okay. And what also people forget is that the Boston Celtics, when they formed together, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG all averaged over 20 points per game. Ray Allen's scoring went down and Kevin Garnett's scoring went down. So they both sacrificed their scoring. Paul Pierce was able to maintain his 20 points per game average, but even his scoring went down. See, but the media doesn't want to talk about that. They want to talk about the Big Three form to dethrone LeBron, to defeat LeBron. No. LeBron had to form with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh because the Boston Celtics knocked him out of the playoffs. But prior to that, LeBron had never met Paul Pierce in the playoffs. LeBron had never met Ray Allen in the playoffs. And LeBron had not met KG in the playoffs. So this myth and this notion that the Big Three came together to dethrone LeBron James is absolutely ludicrous. It's like, where do these guys come up with this stuff because they love LeBron so damn much? LeBron is a great player. But it's like, we got to tell the facts. Whether you love or you hate LeBron, we got to tell the facts. And the facts are, LeBron never faced any of those three players prior to 2008. While LeBron was in the NBA Finals, all three of those players missed the playoffs with their teams. What sense does that make, people? What sense does that make? Like, I really don't understand it. And then the thing is, LeBron's teams, I remember they made a midseason trade to where they got Delonte West, Ben Wallace, and Wally Szczerbiak to help bolster their team and give them some depth. And also give the Cleveland Cavaliers credit because the Boston Celtics, they struggled against the Atlanta Hawks, and then they struggled against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I said it before and I'll say it again. How much did Boston average that year? They averaged 100 points per game. The Cavaliers held them to 84 points per game. That's 16 below their season average. And they went 7 games despite LeBron not having a reliable second scorer. Cleveland was one of the better defensive teams in the NBA. They were a very good defensive team from 2006 to 2010. If you look at their rankings, they were in the top 10, I think, in 2006. But from 2007 to 2010, they were in the top 5. But they some scrubs, right? Maybe offensively they were not good. But if they were scrubs, they would be a bad defensive team too. And let's face it, Cleveland was in a lot of games because of their defense. They just struggled to put points. And LeBron did not have that reliable second scorer. But this notion that the Big Three came together to knock off LeBron is ridiculous. They just happened to knock off LeBron 2 out of those 3 years. And also remember, Kevin Garnett's injury loomed large for what the Boston Celtics possibly could have accomplished from 2008 to 2010. So that's another thing that we have to keep in mind too. But when the Boston Celtics finally simmered down and broke down by 2011, you would have thought that their run was over after LeBron and Wade and Bosh got together. They knocked them off easily in 5 games. The very next year in the lockout season, they barely edged out the Celtics in a 7-game series the very next year. But 2012, that was pretty much the end of the Boston Celtics. It was the end of the Boston Celtics by that point. It was over. But this idea that LeBron James, this falsified myth about, oh yeah, LeBron, they couldn't stop him. So Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett, they had to form the Big Three to knock him off. Bro, if you know your NBA history, neither one of those 3 guys were in the playoffs, and 2 of those 3 players were in the Western Conference. That just makes absolutely no sense if you know your playoff history and know the history between the players. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there's your boy Louis with another one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this falsified myth that the Boston Celtics got together with Pierce, Allen, and KG to dethrone LeBron James after he made the NBA Finals when he didn't even face him in the playoffs. Let me know what you guys think. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.